Hello everybody, I'm OCDsaster, and this is OCDsaster Blue, my Sonic exclusive channel where everything we do here is Sonic related. So if that sounds like something your speed, consider subscribing and checking out some other videos after this one. In today's video, I'm continuing my series of me complaining about things in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. Not necessarily complaining, but just kind of being entitled and whining about features that I would like to see come to the game, on top of the free DLC characters, the Season Pass DLC characters and courses, and festivals, of course. Once again, I am very happy with Sonic Racing CrossWorlds and think it is one of, if not the best racing game of 2025, competing against Mario Kart World and Kirby Air Riders, and I still think it has the most content out of the three of them, yet here I am complaining a little bit about the content. So what's going on with that? Well, I did two previous videos talking about the Dompa tickets and also the CrossWorld travel ring courses and how the tickets, it's a lot for certain customizable parts and for certain items in the game, and it's a slow grind to get them and really forces you to keep playing the game over and over again. And then for the CrossWorld tracks, I'm getting tired of going to the same tracks over and over again. It seems like when you're online, it favors a certain track each day and the randomizer isn't all that great. And we've all played a bunch of this game, so we already go to a bunch of different worlds all the time. So it'd be nice to have different CrossWorld tracks added into the game as well to add more variety on top of the DLC tracks we get from the Season Pass. Once again, I am glad we get free DLC. They don't have to do that. I'm also glad that the Season Pass DLC racers, you don't have to pay to play on those courses online. Everyone gets a chance to vote and try those out even if they don't have the pass. And on top of that, there is no in-game currency microtransactions. So these are all positives, and I think the game is in good standing and still tracking very well. It's just these tiny little things that get on my nerves that I really wish they would do a little bit more work and effort on, as we're probably not getting any big Sonic games this year, even though it is the 35th Sonic anniversary. I actually think it would be great to have a big DLC bundle or pack released for Sonic's 35th anniversary. Whether that will be purchasable or free, I do not know, but it would be great to have a bundle of different things added to the game. Maybe a free DLC racer that hasn't been announced yet, and maybe 2 or 3 CrossWorld tracks and 1 or 2 new tracks based off of a Sonic game from the past to celebrate Sonic's 35th anniversary. That's 35 years of history, characters, stages, games that Sonic's been through, and I just think that they could really play into that and give us some very cool content for this year. I still think we need way more villains in the Sonic Racing CrossWorlds roster. We only really have like the Deadly Six, Eggman, debatably Sage, if you want to consider her a villain. I just think it would be really great to get like Black Doom, Dr. Gerald, the Commander from Shadow the Hedgehog, Nega Eggman, even if it's just like a variant skin for Dr. Eggman. I just think that they need to add a little bit more to balance the roster out in that way. And as far as stages, I really do love the tracks in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, but they do reference only a handful of stages here and there from the last 10-20 years. I don't really think they go that far back, and it would be really great for them to really take it to the classic Sonic games and levels and really incorporate those into a really cool, maybe just even one singular anniversary track. I play a lot of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds for both my YouTube channel and just casually, and I do have to say the worst is happening and it's starting to get a little bit stale for me. I think the festivals are fine when they are rolled out. It still sucks that you can't just do regular online matches at the same time. It's almost as if Sega and Sonic Team know that folks aren't really a big fan of the festival. So that kind of tells you something right there. I know there's still a handful of people that really like it, but some people would just rather opt to just do the regular online competitiveness. And then we've just done so many of the tracks and CrossWorld stages again and again and again and again that it's starting to unfortunately get stale, which I didn't think would happen because of all the CrossWorld mechanics for the second lap, but it just seems like sometimes the randomizer is just like broken, or maybe it's just the people that I'm playing with online, they all like the same stages for CrossWorld over and over again, and it's just a little bit annoying that way. Maybe I just need to get good. Actually, now that I say it out loud, maybe it's a skill issue and I just need to stay in first place all the time to make sure that I play a different CrossWorld track each race. I'm really making this video to gauge what you guys think as Sonic fans and people that have been playing Sonic Racing CrossWorlds for a while. Do you think that the gameplay loop has gotten stale? Do you think we need more content than what we've been getting? Am I just being spoiled and entitled? I think I am to a degree, but I also think that it is kind of valid to say, for those of us that put in 1, 2, 3 hours of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds in at a time, it can very much get exhausting for the lack of rewards you get for continuously playing online, unless you're like really good. So once again, skill issue. The Dampa tickets, I just don't think you get enough to make it worth it to get some of the bigger items and stuff. I kind of grind it through one of the festival passes, which I've never done before. It was the Knights Festival Pass, to get 3,000 of the Dampa tickets to then just spend all of them on one singular AI skin, which you can get from, you know, paying and bribing Sonic characters to be your friends, which is an interesting mechanic in and of itself. Like, I get it, you need a way to incentivize people to keep playing and to like daily log into the game and to join events and to keep that player count higher, but I'm just wondering if there's a more fun and creative way that Sonic and Sega team can do this and kind of really just re-energize the franchise, because it hasn't even been out for a full year yet, and I don't think it's dying. I'm not saying that, and I don't even think it's bad. Once again, like, I'm not saying the game is bad. The game is very good. It's just when I have a good game that I'm playing, I want to see it improve. I want it to be better, and I want more people to join in. And I just think not as many people are logging in to do these festivals. It's not as exciting. Sure, people hop back on for the free DLC and the Season Pass DLC characters and tracks, but I think there needs to be a little bit more enticement there, either increasing the Dampa tickets or even hosting more events. Do like a Team Hero, Team Dark event where people sign up for one side for one team, and then you have a whole week to get points just doing regular online racing, and then it totals up all the points at the end and figures out which team won. I'm sure it's a little bit more complicated than that, but it would be a fun little thing to do on the side that doesn't really change much of the game, but adds an extra element to it, for example. Or maybe it's like, oh, this week you get extra points if you play this character, if you play on this team, if you're Team Chaotix, if you do Charmy, Vector, SBO all week, you get double the Dampa points. Like, just something that's so minute but easy to do. I know they have challenges and stuff, but like, add in new stuff here and there to just really spice up people coming back and trying new things, and maybe trying out different gadgets, different gears that they haven't before, trying out different builds, maybe having a system where people can share what builds that they've been using, not just on an online forum, but you could literally go in-game and see, like, oh, this is a very high-rated, you know, gadget system, a license plate system. I'm going to go ahead and borrow this for a race or two. And if people like your plate and like your setup, then maybe you get a few extra Dampa points every time someone uses it. I don't know. I'm really reaching out there, I understand, but I'm just trying to think of ways that we can really spice this game up. I know there's mods, and a lot of people have modded the game already, but that's for more of a single-player experience. I'm thinking more on the online multiplayer experience front. That's kind of where I'm taking that perspective. But yes, I would love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions down below, along with your ideas for what could be great to bring into Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. What do you think is objectively reasonable, and maybe even some of the more wilder ideas that you guys have. Like, I don't think they're ever going to implement a story mode. They're not going to retroactively put that into the game. That's just way too high thinking, high hoping. But it would be nice to see a little bit more of the subtle content and adjustments here and there. But once again, I'm just being a bit entitled. I still think the game is very solid, and we got a good, solid side game to hold us over until the next AAA Sonic game. But also, I don't think the next AAA Sonic game is until 2027, so we have a long while for this to hold us over. There might be a small spin-off game released here and there for the 35-year anniversary of Sonic, but I think most people are going to stick to this game to hold them over, so I just really hope they have some more stuff scheduled down the line. I know we're getting more characters, I know we're getting free DLC and stuff like that, but is that really enough for this type of game? For a game like Smash Bros, right, you get new DLC characters that drop in, but that's like a whole new gameplay mechanic. It's a whole new event. They all have their own stages and tracks, and they all can, you know, have different move sets, and they're different in that aspect. For Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, it's yes, they get a track, yes, they get soundtracks, but it's really just the same type of character and the same type of vehicle. There's no new mechanic being added when they're added into the game, so that kind of takes a little bit of the luster of that character being in the game out of it, where it's like, oh, I can play as this character now. It's like, okay, great, but like you don't really play as the character, right? You just use a skin for that rider. I don't know. It's just something to think about, I guess. With that being said, I'm OCDsaster, and I hope you have a super Sonic rest of your day. See ya.